Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we finally got some news. We got an announcement of an announcement, the world famous thing Blizzard is so good at with regards to the expansion, which is going to be revealed next week. We'll go over, there's not much of a spoiler here. It's a tiny little blurb at the end of this blog, but there's also a massive Battlegrounds update coming to the game, which I want to talk about because it's pretty cool. And well, we have no real other news to go over, so I thought it'd be pretty interesting to go over. So we'll do that. If you enjoy the content on the channel, if you like, if I earn your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, it helps us out a ton, and we are super close to 64,000 subs. And I will say, if we can hit that number before the expansion reveal happens, I'm gonna make that giveaway extra spicy because we always do a giveaway with every new expansion, new mini set. We're gonna keep that tradition alive. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. Haven't said that one in a while. We have a Battlegrounds update which will be going live with patch 25.6. And if you're not aware, the 0.6 patch is always when the next expansion pre-order goes live, which means we're gonna be getting a free legendary to work with next. There'll be a new card in standard next week. Obviously, we have no idea what it is. I can't even speculate on it, but we will have a new legendary similar to, we got what, Sunwell with March the Lich King. There should be a neutral legendary. Will it be as good as Prince Renethal? Probably not. So Battlegrounds is coming back with buddies, and if you're not aware, buddies used to be in Hearthstone Battlegrounds before they had quests, and they were kind of divisive. I really didn't enjoy them at the time. I found they made the games play out very similar. You just would, you know, your hero is all about their buddy. Basically, a buddy is an extra unit you can get and play it on the board. They had like their own little meter thing, which wasn't really clear on how it would fill up, but once you would fill it up, you would get a buddy, and then you could like level it up and do all sorts of stuff. But they're reworking them, and it sounds a lot better. So let's go into that exactly. They said new buddies. Buddies are back for every hero that had a Battleground buddy before, but Battlegrounds has grown since buddies were last here, so there are plenty of opportunities to make a new best friend. I mean, we got Watfin. Watfin's in the game. Can you really be upset when you got Watfin? Heroes who don't already have a buddy will be getting their buddy in patch 25.6, like Murloc Holmes' iconic new buddy, Watfin. And after you guessed correctly, so I think Murloc Holmes is a 0 gold hero power, where if you guess your opponent's card, you would get a coin. And now, or your upcoming opponent's coin or card, whatever, you get a coin. Now you'll also get a plain copy of their minions. So once this is active, you'll note it's a tier 3 unit, which is relevant. That's pretty cool. And it says a new way to make friends. The buddy meter will be going away, and there will be a buddy button in its place that you can press to get your buddy immediately. The initial cost to get your buddy will be based on your buddy's tavern tier. Buddies are having their tavern tiers reworked, so now there can be buddies of taverns tier 1 through 6. The cost to buy a tavern tier 1 buddy will start at 11 gold, and the cost to buy a tier 6 buddy will start at 21. That's pretty expensive. The cost will reduce by 3 for each 1 or tied combat, or reduced by 2 for each lost combat. So you're gonna get like basically an incentive to playing aggressively early to try and discount your buddy by more. So that'll be a really interesting thing to see how it goes. I wonder if that's how the meter worked. You never know. Maybe that's just how the meter worked in general. But let's say you win 3 rounds, your tavern 6 buddy would be 0, right? But you can buy it earlier than that. Like with the previous buddy meter, the buddy button will be activated up to twice per game. The first time you press the button, you'll get 1 copy of your buddy, and the second time you press the button, you'll get 2 copies, so then you can make a golden one, right? Or if you sold 1, you'll get 2 of them. The cost to press the button resets and is slightly increased after you press it for the first time. So if you're at tier 6 and it's at 21, it'll go to even more than that. That lets you plan ahead and choose when is the right time and value for your buddies or buddies to join your warband. And here we go. This is the expansion tease, but wait, there's more. Follow the official Hearthstone social media accounts to meet some new buddies today. We'll take a look at that in a second. Then stay tuned for the 25.6 patch notes next week with more information about the all new updates to Battlegrounds, as well as about Hearthstone's next expansion. So it's confirmed. We will find out about Hearthstone's next expansion next week. That's literally all I got for you guys. But before we get into the rest of the buddies, because I do want to show you those to those who care, but I'll talk about what I think the next Hearthstone expansion could possibly be. This is going down the rabbit hole. Trust me, it's probably going to be completely wrong. But I asked, this was a tweet, I believe, late January. What's an old card you would love to see reimagined in today's Hearthstone? I personally miss my boy Finja. He was such a cool card. Imagine him with Rush, right? Like, this is a card that used to be played in like anything Paladin, or just, they used to call it like water decks, where you play Finja, 2 Bluegills, 2 War Leaders, and all sorts of different decks. You play Finja, get a big tempo swing. Really cool, rad card. Obviously too slow in today's game. And Matt London, who is the modes lead, said, imagine if he costs 3. And I'm like, oh, maybe they'll buff him. But there was also this thing with Matt London where he'd responded to Ridiculous Hat about a card you're most nostalgic for that doesn't see play in Wild, about Dark Peddler. And Matt London responded to this with, could use an extra point of health. And we're like, oh, are they going to buff it? This was back in October of 2022. But if you don't recall, in the latest mini set, we got a new peddler with 1 extra health, which is probably what Matt was referring to, which makes me believe we're not getting this buff to 3 mana. We got a Finja coming for 3 mana, and Finja was part of the Mean Streets of Gadgetzin expansion. So maybe, just maybe, we're getting like a reimagining of the Mean Streets of Gadgetzin. Maybe we're going back to Gadgetzin. We'll have like all the grimy goons and maybe Jades, and maybe that alludes to, I talked about earlier, Skulking Geist getting reworked, that they were going to bring that in the core set. Maybe they're going to bring Jade Idol and make new Jade cards. I don't know. That's totally out there. I just would love to hear your guys' speculation on what you think the next set could be. Could it be just something brand new? Because we have seen a lot lately, at least the last expansion, March of Lich King was Frozen Throne based. They'll probably want to do something more original and new. Core did say in a recent interview, it's a really fun theme, is Mean Streets of Gadgetzin imagine fun. I don't know. It's out there. I'm not going to go too far with it, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. But yes, you can expect the expansion announcement next week. Of course, we'll cover it, the patch notes, everything coming with it. And there was this thread on the Play Hearthstone Twitter going over the new buddies. I believe Gia gave some background. She is a former caster, now an associate game designer for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. And basically we have Queen Jara's buddy, Imperial Defender, which whenever you cast a spellcraft spell on a different minion, you also cast it on this. That's pretty darn good. You're double dipping on every single spell, or at least the every spell on a different minion. So it's not like the other card. I think there's a tier 2 unit that the first spell it'll stay on it. So that seems really strong for an Ajara deck, and this hero kind of sucks, so it's a really strong one that could help it out. Ozamot gets Tamazo. Is that like an anagram? Yeah, it's like an anagram for it. Avenge 2 tier 3, upgrade Tentacular by +1/+1. So the hero power, the little taunt that gets spawned, you can buff it even more. Lady Vosh just gets Coil Fang Elite. This is just tier 2, so pretty cheap. After a spellcraft minion appears in Bob's Tavern, get a copy of its spell. So that's pretty darn good. You get extra spells for your spellcraft units. We got Waxadread the Drippy for Togwoggle. This is tier 4, so even more expensive. A Battle Cry, you refresh Bob's Tavern with the highest tier minion from each opponent's warband. That's pretty crazy. And you can get some pretty expensive stuff. This is a one-time use though. Battle Cry, you play that one time, so you gotta kind of be a little strategic with it. We have Denathrius gets the Shady Aristocrat. Battle Cry, discover a quest, complete it to get an 8 gold coin pouch. Do we have any details? I guess the coin pouch is just 8 gold. Actually, I have the art asset. It's literally just a coin pouch. You gain gold for 0 gold. Seems pretty good. Sylvanas gets Nathanos Blightcaller tier 5, so very expensive. Battle Cry, remove a friendly minion, give it stats to its neighbors. So you can, get something really big and you double up on those stats, right? Each one will get those stats. So that's a pretty interesting one. The Jailer gets Mossworn Soulkeeper, which is a tier 3, 3/3 undead. undead. Just death rattle summon random tier 1 minions, so you just get some stats and all of that. Seems all right. Enhanso Mechano gets Enhanso Medico tier 2 mech. It's a 2/3 minions at Bob's Tavern with Taunt, Reborn, Wind Fury, or Divine Shield at +1/+1 for each. So you can scam some early stats with that. Really go for some tempo. Putricide gets Fester Gut. It's a tier 4 unit. It's a 5/2 death rattle summon a random undead creation. So yeah, that could be literally anything that you could normally get from your hero power. I imagine the variance on that's going to be pretty darn high. Terran Gorfiend gets Shadowy Construct, tier 3 undead, 3/4. After friendly minion dies, give its neighbors +1/+1. I don't know if it's permanent. I doubt it's permanent. I think it usually has to say that. So that's more of a tempo guy. And there you go. Those are the buddies. So check that out. And we'll keep you guys up to date on more things standard and wild related in the upcoming days. But I thought the update was cool. And, you know, go check out buddies. I will definitely be doing that myself when it goes live next week. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.